Good evening, everybody. I'm back. I'm your host, Jack Remington of Quintessence Productions, LLC. Today's video is Week 6 of the NFL 2018 season. We got a recap of all the weeks we've done so far, where we're standing at, and what went wrong, what went right, our picks for this week, and a couple tidbits for the football fans. So let's start with the tidbits. The tidbits are kind of fun. Congratulations to Drew Brees, who passed Peyton Manning's year and a half long record of having the most yards thrown in the NFL. And Peyton Manning made a little joke about it, trying to pretend he was mad that Drew Brees broke his record, but he really isn't.
Peyton, FYI, Drew Brees just broke your record.
Which one?
All-time passing yards.
Passing yards? Oh, okay. So I still have the touchdown record, right?
He's actually on pace to break that too.
What? Great. Drew, for 1,000 days, I've held the record for all-time passing yards in the NFL. And I gotta tell you, it's been the greatest 1,000 days of my life. And thanks to you, that's over now. And you've ruined that for me. So thank you very much. I have nothing left to look forward to except slicing my tomatoes, making dinner for my family, putting together this wedge salad. Also, let this serve as the congratulations for the touchdown record, because as you can see, I'm very busy. I don't have time to keep doing these videos for you, congratulating you. But in all seriousness, Drew, congratulations on this record. You've done it the right way. All your hard work and dedication have paid off. You and I have come a long way since this picture back in 2000 when you were in college and I was in my third year in the NFL. So way to go, proud of you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Peyton Manning is a true consummate professional. He is the only sports figure in the history I have ever seen that thanked the Indianapolis news beat reporters for covering him for the years he played for the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning is a man of total class, and you'll never hear me say a bad word about him. And now Drew Brees, who also has a very interesting career and in some ways more interesting than Peyton Manning's. He was drafted second behind Michael Vick in the year 2000, 2001 season. He got to play a little bit and he did okay. He took the Chargers to an 8-8 record in 2002 and looking pretty good. But then in the last game of the 2005 season, he had a bad hit. He fumbled the ball and he went to pick up the ball and he got tackled by Denver's John Lynch. A torn labrum in his right throwing shoulder. Very bad for a quarterback like Drew Brees, or any quarterback. And the Chargers didn't have that much faith in him. Drew Brees had to have surgery, and the initial reports were not favorable. The Chargers drafted Phillip Rivers in the 2004 draft, so Drew Brees probably knew that his situation with the Chargers was tenuous at best with that shoulder thing hanging over his head. But Phillip Rivers sat out the first part of the 2005 season, which kind of, they had to play Drew Brees, so he got the job by default, I guess. They would not restructure Drew Brees' contract, and there was other problems that led to that, and the Chargers wound up letting him go. Saints picked him up. And Sean Peyton is a great coach, and I want to put that plug in here. That 2009 season was pretty memorable between the New Orleans Saints and the Indianapolis Colts. They both rocketed out to a 13-0 perfect season. Sure luck, the two #1 juggernauts were headed that way. The Saints lost game number 14, hosting the Dallas Cowboys 24-17. The Colts, Indianapolis Colts, rookie head coach Jim Caldwell, who to me was a questionable pick. But nevertheless, their Colts were 14-0 and their defense was playing 50,000 miles over their heads. A feat that will never be repeated by the Indianapolis Colts. They were winning the game number 15 against the Jets. And in the third quarter, Caldwell decides to pull all the starters out. And I remember the look on Peyton Manning's face when Caldwell said, hey, we're putting in the other guys. And the Jets just jumped all over him and scored 15 straight points in the fourth quarter to just eke out a 29-17 or 29-15 win over the #1 seed Colts. Colts clinched their division like 2 games before that, clinched the home field advantage before that. I mean, they clinched everything, and they really had nothing to play for. So I get what Caldwell is playing for, but when you have a chance, you got your team playing over its head, you've coaxed the talent out of your team to play like they're supposed to be playing what they're being paid to play for, and they made very few mistakes. I mean, they were on a roll. They made New England's unbeaten season look like JV, but that's not the point. And they struggled in their playoff games. They had to play the Jets again, a team that they were clobbering up to the first 3.5 quarters, and the Jets were winning that game at halftime, by the way. I mean, it looked like a big upset coming. But something, Peyton Manning, they went for it on fourth down. They were doing some things. I remember the game, and they eked out a win. Now, getting to the Saints Colts Super Bowl, I want to recap really quick here. The Colts jumped out on top, but they can only score 10 points. So now it's the Saints defense playing lights out, 50,000 miles over their head, and which will never be repeated, and held them to 10 points. And the Saints can only muster 2 field goals. It started the second half. What does Sean Payton do? They go for the onside kick instead of giving Peyton Manning the ball. And you can see the momentum shift. You can see the look on Caldwell's face. His team was caught sleeping at halftime. And the Saints won to win the game, and Drew Brees was the MVP, and rightfully so. Let's get to recapping how we've done so far and where we stand. Week 1, 3 wins and 2 losses. The games we won with Cincinnati +3, lost with Arizona at home -1, won with Cleveland at home +4, lost with Buffalo +7.5. We won with Houston +6.5. Barely, but we still won. So we finished week 1, 3 wins, 2 losses. Week 2, we sweep the board, 5-0. We won with Cincinnati at home +1, Green Bay +7. The video shows the Minnesota +1, but when we were doing the contest lines, we did not post. We have them here if we need to post them for a correctional video. We told our people to take whatever team with the points, and it was Green Bay +7 because Aaron Rodgers is not going to play. The video says Minnesota +1, but we really had Green Bay +7. We won that game. It ended in the tie. And the Rams -13.5 at home. We won that one. Kansas City +5.5 at Pittsburgh. We won that. And Cleveland +9.5. We won that one. Finished the week 5-0. So that put us at 8 wins and 2 losses. Week 3, we lost with Cincinnati +3. We won with Tennessee +9.5. They won the game outright. We lost with Oakland +3. I have too much faith in Chucky Boy, even though he traded away the best defensive player in the game. Sorry, Aaron Donald, for the Rams, but Khalil Mack is just a little bit better. We won with Arizona +6 with the points. And we won with Detroit at home, hosting New England Patriots, Detroit +7. We went 3 wins, 2 losses, and that puts us at 11 wins and 4 losses. Week 4, no, we lost to Miami +6.5. We won with Cincinnati +5. We lost with Buffalo +9.5. We won with Jacksonville at home -7.5. And we won at home Oakland -2.5. We won by half a point. They won. I'm happy. Thank you, Chucky Boy, for finally coming through for me. Okay, so we sit there after week 4. We were 14 wins and 6 losses. Week 5, not so good. But we started out. We won the first 2 games. We won at home Pittsburgh -3. They trounced Atlanta, and then we won with Detroit +1 at home. And they should have lost that game to Green Bay, but I knew they were going to win. I just knew they were going to win. So now we're sitting at 16-6, looking great. I mean, bragging rights all over the place. But here comes the Michael Storm. We lost with the Raiders +4.5. We lost at a home team, 49ers, to the winless Arizona Cardinals. Arizona won outright. They were outgained 3.5 yards to 1. But they won a turnover battle by 4 turnovers. And we lost to home team Philadelphia, defending champion Eagles, at home -3 to the Vikings. And I had a bad feeling about that game because Minnesota just got trounced the week before. So they needed to come back win. And Philadelphia's still kind of trying to find itself. So now we're sitting at 16 wins and 9 losses. We lost our last 3 games. So, having said that, we are going to bounce back something fierce, and we're going to try the Vikings one more time. They're hosting the Arizona Cardinals. We're giving the Cardinals 10 points. I just think that Kirk Cousins is just going to light them up. We like the Carolina Panthers +1. They're at the Washington Redskins. I know Jay Gruden is mad about how he got trounced by the Saints, and he talked a lot of crap after the game, and he's talking crap before that game, and Jay Gruden, he feels he's got his team on the roll and he's got the team on the right direction, and maybe he does. And I know the Saints are very good. I just got done talking about how good the Saints really just might be. The Saints are a legitimate Super Bowl contender, and getting trounced by them in the second half is not a testament about how good or bad your team is. Just you're up against a juggernaut, and Drew Brees is on fire. We get that, but I think the line maker got this one wrong. I think Carolina should be favored by 2.5 or 3 even. I mean. So I'm gonna take advantage of that, and I'm reading the line difference here. I think Carolina has got. I think Cam Newton is a better quarterback than the struggling Alex Smith. I just think that I think that they got. I think Ron Rivera is a better coach. I think he's got a better coaching staff. I think they got the better defense. If Cam Newton could stay healthy and just avoid those, young linebackers the Redskins had that were flying all over the place, he should do well. Cam Newton and the Panthers don't like those screen passes for whatever reason. I guess they're thinking, well, we don't need a screen pass because Cam Newton is so nimble, so mobile, but he's been getting banged up the last couple of years, and I covered it in another video. Cam Newton's movements going in and out of the pocket in milliseconds is not what it once was. So they may start working on throwing some screen passes. This is the game to do it. The third game, the home dog Miami Dolphins +3. They're hosting the Chicago Bears. Okay, the Bears could very well be undefeated. They should have won the opening week against Green Bay. They had a team beat all the way to hell. They're up 17-0, moving into the halftime, and lost that game. But they got Aaron Rodgers, another great first ballot Hall of Famer quarterback. The Dolphins were beating my Cincinnati Bengals halfway through the fourth quarter. They were up 17-3. 17-3, and we're looking good. I mean, they were playing their best football of the season. But they had that turnover, and Cincinnati turned into 6 points on defense, made it 17-10. Then they get the ball back, and then they have to take a big sack. Have to punt the ball and run all the way down the field, and then they tie the game up. And they get the ball back in the pick six. Next thing you know, in a span of 3 minutes, they're losing 24-17. That look on the coach's face, Adam Gase's face, was just like, oh, someone just SHIT'd the bed. And I think it was us. And Marvin Lewis has got him playing at a decent level. Marvin Lewis is a great coach in his own right. He just can't seem to win a playoff game, but that's going to change this year. And I'm saving this video, you heard it here first. And I've been picking the Bengals every week, and I picked the Bengals to win that division. And I'm picking the Bengals to win their first division playoff game. Any playoff game, wild card or any game, they will win their first playoff game under Marvin Lewis, and they're going to go deep in the playoffs, and they are going to be a Super Bowl contender. You heard it here first. Anyway, we're taking the Dolphins +3 as a home dog. I think the Bears are overrated. I know the Bears have improved. I know the Bears are on the upswing, but they're 4-1. What's wrong with that? I think Dolphins bounce back here. They've had 2 tough weeks to play 2 great teams, and they got trounced by the Patriots, and then they lost that game to the Bengals last week. Game number 4. This is where people are going to turn off my channel when they hear this one. Another home dog. That home dog is the Denver Broncos +6.5, hosting the undefeated juggernaut, #1 seed NFL playing team right now, the Los Angeles Rams, under Jared Goff, head coach Sean McVay, the youngest coach ever in the NFL history to win a playoff game. They went from scoring the least amount of points in 2016 to the most amount of points in 2017. That's only 2 times in NFL history, going back to 1930, that this has ever been done. The Rams they could score. They got an offense. They got a defense. They got Aaron Donald. They have a decent back 7 now. That was a question mark for years, or their back 4, their defensive backs and safeties. But they're playing at a good level. They got good special teams. The Rams have it all. The Rams are right now a Super Bowl favorite, and deservedly so. They're playing very, very well. The Broncos, they started at 2-0, lost their last 3. They're actually giving up a lot of points for them, the defense, but I can see a shift here. I can see changing up a little bit here. Now, I know the Broncos got Case Keenum, and I'm not a Case Keenum fan. I just think he's jinxed. I just think he's he played on a Houston Texans team. Houston started that 2-0 and lost 14 in a row. And Case Keenum played well, but he just couldn't get another win. He was just snake bit. He looks like he tries too hard at times. I hope he doesn't try to knock on my door and punch me in the face. But I'm rooting for Case Keenum this week, and I'm taking the Broncos. And I'm not really looking for a win. I'm looking for a close, hard-fought game. I'm looking for the Denver defense to rise up and slow Jared Goff down. If they can get to him early and get into his head, which they're capable of doing, then the Rams we'll take the win, but we'll kick a field goal with 5 seconds left type game. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a slop game, a mile high, and the Rams are riding high. They're 3 games in first place. This is the perfect spot for a good play like this. I'm holding my nose, but I'm taking the Denver Broncos +6.5 against the Los Angeles Rams juggernaut. Game number 5, Sunday Night Football. We have the New England Patriots -3.5 hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. I was at the Westgate, and if I can find the tickets, I'll put them up there again. But I was at the Westgate, and I didn't want to spend my last $500 putting on a money line ticket on the Chiefs. Although We talked about that. They had never lost a home opener under Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, ever. In the 18 years that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have been together, they've never lost a home opener. They've only lost one road game as a tandem, and they got smoked by Buffalo 38-0. We talked about it, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. Didn't want to do it. And New England got the ball. They had the ball. Okay, they went for it on 4th and inches at the goal line. Didn't make it. Kansas City got the ball. They ran a few plays, and they may have gotten the first down to it. I don't exactly remember. But they had one possession in the first quarter, and they had to punt. And New England got the ball back and went down the field, ran the ball, ran right up the first quarter, and went for it on 4th and inches and didn't make it. I knew then I made a mistake by not making that bet. I knew then Kansas City was going to come back and win that game. And they did. They smoked them 21-0 in the fourth quarter. Go back and look it up. We're taking the Kansas City Chiefs again. We're taking the 3.5 points again. I know it's a little bit different team. They got that Mahomes guy who I think is better than Alex Smith. He's younger. They're on a roll. Their defense kind of got banged up, and they're not quite once they were. But what's New England's defense? Do you think there are any great shakes? Okay, they got lucky because Miami just got shell-shocked and they just couldn't get it going. Miami not an offensive team. But New England struggles against offensive teams. Think Ken Norton versus George Foreman in the ring. I mean, Ken Norton he beat a lot of fighters, and he was a great fighter in his own right. But he ran up against George Foreman. He was punching down on him, and he didn't stand a chance. I mean, Thomas Hearns punched down on Roberto Duran. First round knockout for Thomas Hearns. It was just, contrast of styles. And I just think that the Kansas City style is they get in shootouts now. Andy Reid has changed his coaching philosophy. He wants shootouts because they're good at it. And Andy Reid is not stupid enough to change that. At least I hope he's not. One of my best friends from Westlake Village says that Andy Reid's the worst coach in football. He belongs in the same league with Dennis Green and a couple other notables. I just can't remember. But we used to, go out and have a little beer every now and then and talk about that. We'd laugh about some of the coaching and Dennis Green. They are who they thought we were at that meltdown when they let the Bears come back and beat them on a Monday Night Football game. A game that the Cardinals clearly had won. It was 24-0, and they lost that game. Like I said in my very first video, I'm going to repeat it again for those of you that don't want to go back and watch it. I'm picking Miami to win the division. I did find a ticket. Let me get the ticket. My wife got it for me at Mandalay Bay for her aunt's birthday. 3 gig in Vegas. New England Patriots straight. Under 11.5 wins. New England has to win 12 games. Okay, and like I said in the very first video, or my wife bought the ticket on the 5th of August, okay? Under 11.5 season wins, the Patriots. She doesn't know how to watch the board. This is my fault for not going with her. The day she got there on August 4th, and it was minus $1.20 because she took the photo just for fun. We're not blowing thousands of dollars on this like I used to do. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. I will say I did make a lot of money at one time when I was doing it full time. I had a couple great years and paid off 2 vehicles and got the down payment for the house we currently live in. And we made good use of the money when I had it coming in. But those days are gone for personal reasons and other reasons. And I'm working on other things. I'm picking Miami to win that division. And they're going to have a rematch, and it will be in Miami. And I'm looking for Miami to win that game. They'll beat New England the next time. They beat them last year. They almost beat New England twice last year. And you saw what kind of year New England had. I was also making a correction now that Josh McDaniels did not take that job. He was being recruited by somebody when I made the first video. The first video was made before the season started. I knew Matt Patricia had signed with Detroit. But Josh McDaniels turned that job down. He's still with the Patriots from what I can see. They've already lost 2 games. For me to lose that little ticket, that's the only ticket I got. So I won't be coming back in the future. Hey, I got this ticket. That's the only ticket I was willing to, blow $50 on. Because they have to win 12 games to beat me. The half game for over-unders is very important. If it had been 12, I still might have made the bet because I would have got a better juice. I might have got even money. 12 might have been a little better because then you could push at 12. Okay, that's why you get the better juice because a push, if they lose 4 games and they win 12, you push. For now, if they win 12, I could lose. But I'm betting that they're not going to win 12, 11 or less. I mean, the second New England loses that 5th game where they have a tie stuck in there somewhere, I got a winning ticket. Overtime rules have been changed. They changed this year, and I knew that. That instead of 15-minute quarter, it's 10 minutes. I mean, And the Browns, they had 2 seconds left in their overtime win against the Ravens last week. I mean, the Browns almost had 2 ties. You're going to start seeing ties again because 10 minutes is not that, that's 2 to 3 possessions at the most these teams are going to get because they're tired, they run the ball, they're conservative. It's a good thing for over-under bettors. And now you can start punching down, George Foreman style, you can punch down on, under big win teams. So I'm leaving all the videos up here so I can have bragging rights when I turn to be right on this. Because I always get the, you did not say that, or if you did say it, how did you know? Well, I don't know how I know these things, I just do. So, this is 50 years of handicapping speaking here. I've been following football since I was 9 years old when the no-name Jets, the wild card de facto team. They didn't call it wild card in the old AFL days. I mean, they had a first place, second place, and they bracketed the teams. And the Oakland Raiders won that division, but the Jets was 7 wins and 4 losses, and 2 of their wins they should have lost. 5-16. That won a couple playoff games. Next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl playing the NFL. Okay, the Baltimore Colts, the 10-1 Baltimore Colts, the Johnny Unitas. The one game they lost, barely lost, 19.5-point favorites, and here comes Joe Namath. Joe Namath, we're gonna win. We guarantee to win, and they won 16-7. When you're playing poker, you can't trust your instincts. You got to really know your outs, and you got to know the odds. You got to know how much is in the pot. You're going first, last, middle position, how many raises. A lot of things you got to learn in poker. You shouldn't lean on your instincts too much in poker. And I'm not a very good poker player, but NFL football handicapping, I got something to say about that. And I'm telling you that you can trust your instincts, but it's got your instincts. They got to be really honed quite well. You got to have a touch of the teams, a touch of the state of the games. You got to watch the games a little bit. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to have some kind of semblance of knowledge if you're going to do handicapping in pro football. And I'll never forget what the guy at Cedars Palace told me many years ago when I was trying this, and I wasn't very good back then. He said, yeah, you got lucky this week, but I'm here every week because you won't be here every week. And I thought, why would a guy tell a customer that? Why would he do that about handicap? Why would he try to discourage me? Well, he was looking out for me. He knew my mother. My mother lived in Vegas for 40-some years, and he got tired of watching me, losing those $1,000 tickets. He said, you need to study a little bit. You need to watch games. Instead of playing the Texas Hold'em over here and then glancing up, you need to really study the games. You really, watch the injury report. Watch the weather. If it's going to be a running game, mud game, low-scoring game, high-scoring game, Superdome, national anthem protest. A lot of things distract them. They're rich young men. They're easily distracted. One pick that I might regret not making is the Cincinnati Bengals -2.5 for hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cincinnati's lost to them 6 times in a row. I'm kind of leaning on Cincinnati, but I'm giving 2.5, and Pittsburgh could conceivably win the game. I was trying to decide between that game and the Denver Bronco-Ram game, and I'll take the home dog versus the home favorite that still could be disappointing, and who knows. I mean, if you like what you see, please subscribe and wish me luck. We're just trying to get that 5 to get back on track. Okay? Thank you and have a good day.